Generally speaking, yes. And a lot of states now have specific rules on how you do prepayment plans. Some states say that you can't do prepayment plans. Like for instance, in South Dakota, you can't do a prepayment plan. You can go ahead and designate how many visits you think that the patient's going to need, but you can't collect beforehand for those visits. You have to wait till the end of the month or the end of the plan to collect. In other states like Minnesota and Florida, other states too, this is kind of growing right now in chiropractic. More and more of those states are requiring a specific set of things that you must comply with in order to do prepayment plans. And just by principle, this is what those things are. You need to treat the money that you've received from the patient on a prepaid plan as the patient's money until you actually render the service to the patient. So the money should be set aside, and you can pool all your patient prepaid plans and for all your different patients into one trust account. But that money should be set aside. It should not be used or tapped into and transferred to your operating account until you've actually given the services to the patient. There's a couple of really good reasons for that, and one is, what would happen if you died suddenly and nobody was there to take over your clinic? The patients would be entitled to that money back, and if there is no money in a trust account to give back to them, then there's going to be a lot of really unhappy people. So you want to make sure that you take care of those patients and make sure that they have money available. Also, if the patient would come back to you and say, listen, I'm moving out of state and I'm not going to be able to come in for all of those visits, how much am I owed? It's real important that you be able to determine how much is owed to the patient and give them a reimbursement right away. If you don't have money set aside in an account to do that, that could cause some problems for the patient getting their money right when they request it. So there's a couple of practical things that you want to consider. The other thing is, be very careful on how you do deals. When you add a percentage deal onto a prepayment plan, it's very, very hard to calculate exactly what services are going to cost. And remember, when you're doing a prepaid plan, you're just making a recommendation for future care. Rarely does the patient get exactly what you're recommending. So the patient either gets more or they get less. And unless you have a per service fee determined down to the penny, you're going to have a really hard time tracking that in your billing department. So do your billing department a favor. Don't do percentage deals on top of prepayment plans. Get to the penny what the services are going to be charged at. Stick with that. Track what services they actually have, whether it's to the plan or a little bit divergent from the plan, and make sure that you've got a good contract in place that tells the patient and tells your clinic what's going to happen if they want their money back quickly or before they end the plan, or what's going to happen if they end up getting services not listed in the prepayment plan.